Hi, Mickey class. Let's talk about lesson 3 words, fire station. I'm really excited to talk about the fire station. Fire stations in Taiwan and America are almost the same. The only thing that is different is that in Taiwan you call 119 to talk to the fire station, and in America it's 911. But everything else is the same, really. And I'm very lucky because when I was in kindergarten, I got to go on a field trip to a fire station. And I remember it. So I'm going to tell you all about fire stations. But first, let's go over the vocabulary. And then I actually have one of Teacher Emmer's Fly Guy books to help us learn about fire stations and firefighters. So our first word is firefighter. Firefighter is somebody who works in a fire station. It can be a man or a lady. Boys or girls can be firefighters. And they go to the fire in a fire truck or a fire engine. Actually, one of my friends, their dad is a firefighter. And he told me that fire trucks are the smaller ones, and fire engines are the really big, really long ones. But all of them you can call fire trucks. But if you see a really, really big fire truck, maybe it is a fire engine. Hose is what you use to put out the fire. The water goes through the hose, and it pushes out the fire. You can use hoses for many other things other than being a firefighter, right? You can put a hose at your house, and you can water your plants. There's many things you can do with a hose, but the water goes inside the hose. Fire helmet. Firefighters will protect their head with the fire helmet. If there is a building on fire, things can fall down on you, and so you have the fire helmet to protect your head. It is very, very important to keep your head safe. If something hits your head, you can get really hurt. So that's why helmets are important. If you ride a bike, you wear a helmet. If you are a firefighter, you wear a helmet. Fire extinguisher. They are usually red. They are all over the place. There are many at the school. There's one in my hallway in my apartment building. They are all over because if there's a small fire, you can try to put out the fire with the fire extinguisher. Do you remember when we had our fire safety day at school and there was the fire by the playground and we used the fire extinguisher to put out the fire? It uses white. It's not really smoke. It's science. It's like a chemical, but it uses that to put out the fire. And then we have a fireproof jacket. It's just a jacket that is fireproof. Fireproof means that it can't catch fire, or it will take a long, long time for fire to get on it. So there are many things that are fireproof. Just like waterproof. If you have something that's waterproof, that means that it is okay if water gets on it. My watch is waterproof, which means that if I take it in the shower with me, or if I go swimming with my watch, then it won't break because the water can get on it. So if you have a fireproof jacket, that means the fire can get on the jacket, but it will not burn, so it will protect you. We're going to see all of these words in this book. So let's look at it now. Right, let's see about firefighters. This is a Fly Guy book. Ted Arnold is the person who writes the Fly Guy books. A boy had a pet fly named Fly Guy. Fly Guy could say the boy's name. Buzz. Buzz is his name, and Buzz is also what flies say. I am so excited to go to the fire station, said Buzz. Fly Guy looked scared. Fires? Don't worry, said Buzz. There's no fire inside. A fire station is where we'll find firefighters and fire trucks. Buzz and Fly Guy wanted to learn more. So in the fire station, they met a fire chief. The fire chief is the boss of all of the firefighters. The chief firefighter, like the Principal Susan of the firefighters. So he tells the other firefighters what to do, and he'll also teach them how to do things. So he gets a call when someone pulls a fire alarm. If you're in a building and you push the fire button, This is why you do not touch it, because it tells the fire station to come. So if you see a button at school that says push if there's a fire, this is why you cannot push this button, because then the fire station will come. And if there's not really a fire, they will get angry. So we need to be careful and to not waste their time. So the fire chief finds out where the emergency is, where the fire is, and then he will make an alarm, a sound for the whole fire station. So all of the firefighters in the fire station will hear it, and they will know that it is time to go to a fire. So firefighters, when it is their time to work, they live inside the fire station for maybe a day. They have another house, but then they'll go to the fire station and they'll live there and they'll sleep there and they'll eat there. So they're waiting just in case there's a fire. So there's always someone ready. Then they rush to their fire trucks, and there's even a pole you can go down. Did you ever see this fire pole? It's very cool. It can go down. You can go downstairs on the pole. The fastest way to get to the garage to the fire trucks. So let's see what kind of things firefighters have, what kind of equipment. There are fire trucks in the garage or the engine bay. So each truck has special equipment, things that they use to put out the fires. So maybe there's a fire axe if they need to cut down a door. Maybe there is a door that is locked, and if there's a fire, there's not time to unlock the door. So maybe they need to cut down the door. Rope, maybe. Rope, you can use rope for many things. There are also many fire extinguishers. Hey, this looks like when they showed us at school. Look at all of the things you can find inside a fire truck. Look at all of these hoses to put out the fire for water. I see cones, safety cones. What else? Maybe this is a first aid kit to help if someone's hurt. So many things, I don't even know what they are. And then look, this firefighter, she's saying, we're on our way. They hurry, hurry, hurry. Even if the traffic light turns red, the fire truck can still go if they put on their sirens, because they need to hurry to get to the fire. So they have special clothes that they wear too. That's their gear, their clothes. They keep it next to their trucks. If you ever went to a fire station, you'll see that they keep it down on the floor like this. So each one of these has their boots and their pants and everything on, because they need to put their gear on so quickly. And then this is what it looks like when it's on. They can put all of this on in less than 1 minute. Part of the firefighter school, firefighter training, is you learn how to put all of these clothes on so quickly. It's really crazy to see. So these are the things that a firefighter wears. Look at all of these fireproof things that the fire can't get on. So first they wear a fire helmet because it protects them from things falling on their head. They wear a special mask to help them breathe. If there's smoke, you cannot breathe in smoke. So they have this mask, and this is the air to help them breathe. Like if you're a scuba diver going under the water, you need an oxygen tank. Fireproof gloves, fireproof pants, fireproof jacket, fireproof boots, and waterproof boots. If there's water, they can walk in the water in these boots, so that if any fire is around, the firefighter will be safe. And look, all of this weighs about 50 pounds. That's like 20 or 30 kg. So that's probably about as much as a Mickey student is how much all of these clothes weigh. That is so heavy. All right. So the fire truck, they need to get to the fire very fast so they can put out the fire or extinguish the fire. That's why they have loud sirens and flashing lights, so that if you're driving your car, you know to go away so that the fire truck can go. Before there were fire trucks, you had fire carriages that the horses would pull. And then that also would have water to help put out the fire. Sometimes even dogs would pull this. So all of the fire trucks actually have a lot of water inside them, so that if there's not anywhere around to get water, the fire truck can put out the water. So this is what it looks like when you have all the water in the fire truck, and this will tell the people, the firefighters, how much water they have. This says that every truck has a long hose and enough water inside for 25 bathtubs of water inside. So you take this hose and fill up a bathtub 25 times with all of the water inside the fire truck. That's pretty cool. They push out the water really fast, 1,000 gallons per minute. That is so fast, I cannot even understand how fast that is. And when there is no more water in the truck, that is when the firefighters will put their hose at the fire hydrant. When you are driving around the street, you should look for fire hydrants. They're usually red and they're next to the street, and that helps the firefighters get water if they need to put out a fire. Also, that's why you can't park your car close to a fire hydrant, because it always needs to be ready for firefighters to come and get. So they carry a lot of extra tools. We see an axe, we see some kind of pole. They use ladders. If there's a fire in a building, you can't go inside the building to go up the stairs. So they use a ladder on the outside of the building to go up to the second floor and save the people inside. Firefighters have a lot of skills. There are many things they know how to do. A lot of them have medical training. That means they can help you a little bit if you're hurt. They can help save you before you can go to a hospital. So if there's an emergency and you're hurt, they will do what they can to help you. Fire trucks have really tall ladders on them, and then it can go so high up to help people in buildings. If I'm way up here, the firefighter can use his ladder to come get me down. I can go out my window and he can help bring me down. This is how long the ladder is. That can be 100 feet up. So think about 5 giraffes. This can go as tall as 5 giraffes, or up to maybe the 8th floor or 9th floor in an apartment building. That's pretty tall. But firefighters do other things too. If there's a fire in a boat, they use a fire rescue boat. You can't bring your fire truck on the water, so they use their fire boat. And look, it's spraying all the water. And if there's a big forest fire in the forest, they'll use their fire helicopter and they'll dump water on the forest. There are many forest fires in America in the summer because it just gets so hot and there's always a drought in America. So there are many fires and there's always helicopters just putting water on the fires to try to stop them. But I don't think there are very big forest fires in Taiwan very much. None that are dangerous to where we live. So that's good. They do other jobs too. So sometimes they help to rescue people, to save people if you're stuck. If you got in an accident, maybe you got a car crash, the firefighter will come help you if you're stuck in your car. If there's a blizzard or a problem in the ice, they can come help you in the ice. Or if there is a flood, if there's so much rain and so much water, it starts to get in the streets and the houses, they'll come and rescue you from your house. So I don't know about in Taiwan, but in America, many firefighters are volunteers. So it's not actually their job. They don't get money to help you. They just help you because they want to, which actually is really cool. I think that kind of makes them a hero, don't you? And of course, who can forget about the firefighter dogs, rescue dogs? Police officers have dogs, firefighters have dogs. These dogs are specially trained. They teach these dogs to rescue people who need help. So if there is a fire and it's too much smoke and the firefighters can't see any people, the dogs will use their nose and sniff out the firefighter, or sniff out the people who need help. Very cool. Look at these cute little puppies. They have very important jobs. They were extra geared too, to keep them safe from fire. What an important job. I used to have a friend whose dogs would go rescue people if they were stuck. Dogs have such good noses to smell people. They save many people's lives. Firefighters keep people safe, but they have to stay safe too. So they practice all the time. So this is them practicing, they're learning. Firefighters learn just like students learn. So this is them practicing to put out a fire. They're getting really strong so they can move quickly when they need to, or to help Firefighters, sometimes to save people, they need to pick you up. So they need to be strong enough to pick you up. And we practiced at school what we do if we have a fire. It was fine. It was a very fun time. We just practiced so that we know how. So remember, that's called a fire drill. So it's important when we go to school to have a fire drill, just so we know what happens and how to get safely out of the building. Let's see some fire safety tips. So these are some ideas of how to stay safe in a fire. So we never play with matches or lighters. Don't play with anything that can catch on fire. Don't play with the stove. Anytime you try to cook something, your mommy and daddy need to be helping you. If there's ever a smoke alarm, right? The sound that says fire, fire. Okay, that's fine. Go outside and then call. This says 911, but you just call 119. You say, hello, I hear a fire siren. Maybe you should come and check it out. And the firefighters will come. If there is a fire and there's a lot of smoke, you need to stay underneath the smoke. So you need to go close to the floor and crawl on the floor because it will be better to breathe there. And other things that you can do if there is a fire. So always call 119 if you don't know, right? Firefighters have an amazing job, Buzz said. It's so cool that they help so many people and keep us safe. Yes. Buzz and Fly Guy cannot wait to go on another field trip. So we just learned a lot about firefighters. Very cool. Okay, now that we have seen some of the firefighter, fire station language and words, let me ask you some questions. What special clothes do firefighters wear? Where does a firefighter work? What does a firefighter drive? Do they just go in a car to fight the fire? No, they drive what? And name 3 things you find inside a fire truck. That question means what can you find inside a fire truck? But you need to tell me 3 things. Every time we have assessment, there are always some people who forget to say, if we say name 2 things, name 3 things, we need to remember that we need to say 2 different things and 3 different things. So now I am saying name 3 things you find inside a fire truck. All right, let's look at some phonics quickly. We're looking at the ob words and the odd words again. So make sure if it is OB, it's ob, and if it's OD, it's odd. A name for a dog or a person is Bob. It's not bod. If you are stealing or taking something from someone, you rob them. You do not rob them. If you're crying, ooh, hoo, hoo, that is sob. Not sod. Sod is grass. Sob is cry. You need to be very careful that we're making them sound different. Glob, remember, is like a glob of toothpaste, a glob of goo. Cod is a fish, not cob. Cob is actually what is in the middle of corn. If you're eating corn, the stick in the middle is called a cob. Cob is for corn, cod is a fish. Pod, peas and beans are in a pod. If you have 2 people that look like each other or are similar, in English you say, wow, you are 2 peas in a pod. That means you're very similar. So maybe if you have a brother or sister and you look like your brother or sister, maybe I will say, wow, you are 2 peas in a pod. And clod is a big piece of something like dirt, a clod of dirt, right? A clod of mud. Not clob, clod. Okay. So that is our fire station practice for this week. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.